Okay guys, so I'm actually going to start changing the way I trade. If you caught the stream last week, you probably already know, but make sure to hit the subscribe button because in this video we'll be going over my live trades from after the stream this past week, plus going over how I'm evolving my trading. Okay, so my first trade was on SPCE, and I got into it with what I called the VWAP fake out bounce or the rebound bounce. I'm still trying to come up with a name for this strategy, but it's been a really high percentage play, and it's actually the same strategy that I went over in last weekend's video if you want to check that out. But yeah, I scaled in with solid size and was looking to take advantage of that bullish confirmation once the stock pushed above the VWAP and then held that level as support. As I've talked about in a previous video, this can be extremely profitable and it's something I've been harping on lately. Another thing you'll notice is that while I was in this trade, I also decided to jump in CGC for a short position, and that was just a conventional fade that worked out fairly well. The first trade with these two that actually started to work out and give me some profit was CGC, and so you can see I started to scale out of that one pretty quickly once it started to go in my direction. Shortly after that, the SPCE trade started to go in my direction as well with the rebound long setup I talked about, and I slowly scaled out of that one as well, making a solid gain with both of these trades. Once I got out of those two trades, I had built up a decent profit and I had rebounded effectively on the day. I was still down a little bit at this point, and so I did get into a few more trades, and you know, this is something that Mitch and I talk about when you kind of get into the zone with trading, and that's what I did here. And you can even see me clipping some of these trades in my P&L to show the Discord members. The next trade I got into was actually on Uber, and this was a VWAP bounce setup. You could see where that previous high of the day was, and I was planning on scaling into this trade as it moved closer and closer using that level as my risk. Like before, I was able to slowly scale out and add to this one, banking a decent profit on this one as well, and this is really what brought me completely green on the day, and I was definitely happy at this point. But in the end, I was able to get out of Uber for another successful trade, this being my third green trade in a row after my previous few losing trades. And again, just like last time, once I knew I was completely out of this trade, I started to clip my P&L and trade log so the members of our Discord could see how I did after the stream and the trades I decided to take. My last trade on Tuesday was actually on Tesla, and this was just a conventional VWAP bounce. You can also see that it was respecting that upward trend really well, and it had a few confirmation bounces previous to this trade. And so I decided to jump in with 150 shares, which is actually a pretty solid sizing for Tesla. That's definitely not a small size, although it may seem that way, just because Tesla has such a huge range, especially in the last week, that I could really do some damage with 150 shares. Still, at the same time, this one did work out though, and I was able to have another green trade on the day, and the rebound was definitely in full effect. My next trading was on Wednesday, and it was actually a pretty solid day in gross profits. I think I made over $200 in gross. The problem is that I had such a bad day prior to that and traded so much that the commissions from all of these trades just ended up counterfeiting any profit I made on the day. And so it was pretty frustrating, but I was able to rebound, and I guess it could have been a lot worse if I would have just accepted the losses I previously took, and I was able to rebound, so I can't be too upset with these. Okay, so I didn't trade anymore on Thursday, but I did so on Friday after the stream. I jumped in MU looking for that after hours and pre-market low to hold as resistance, and so I jumped in short after it formed a really self-evident high up there as well. I rode this one down with decent size and made some money on this one as well, banking about $80 on the day total, and so this was actually probably my best day. Even though it was relatively small in gross profits, I was very patient and selective and disciplined with my trading, and I overall think this is how I need to approach the market. You know, that first hour, hour and a half after the bell has been especially volatile for me, and I just think that I perform better after that first hour. And so if I can not trade as much that first hour, not burn up those commissions, and then really start to attack the market when I do the best, which is around 10 to 11 o'clock market time, that's when I think I'll start to trade. I think it makes more sense, and I think my statistics are definitely showing that. I think the reason this works is because sometimes that first hour, stocks don't really respect the VWAP. Sometimes they're a little bit too volatile, but then after that first hour, hour and a half, they really start to pick trends and respect the VWAP a lot more. And so my VWAP strategies will just be more more favorable and predictable after that first hour and a half, and so I guess that's what I'm really shooting for here. You know, as you progress as a trader, eventually your strategies and the way you've currently been doing things will stop working and you will have to evolve and adjust your trading. And so that's all I'm doing here, and I don't think it's really an abnormal thing. I think as traders, we just have to stick to what works and try to ignore everything else. And so again, that's all I'm doing here. So wish me luck tomorrow on Monday. Also remember, team, that the platform Mitch and I use currently has a sale where you can get their base package for $375. That includes a lot of cool stuff and really operates like a prop firm. It comes with a course, demo account, chat room access, and then once you're approved, you get a $14,000 funded account to trade with no PDT rule, shorting ability, plus more. And so be sure to check it out. It's a great way to help support our channel, and I'll include a link in the description. But yeah, guys, when we look at my stats, I think they confirm as well that I should probably wait and not trade in that first hour of every market open. I think if I do that, my trading will have much better results, and so be sure to tune in right here on YouTube every weekday morning and watch us day trade live for free. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell if you want to turn on notifications, as well as leave us a comment in this video on anything you would like to see us make. Good luck in the markets, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning.